this never stays. I almost need to put it in my forehead. We're not going to do that. So put it on the phone over here. All right. Do we have any first-time visitors with us? Okay. Hello. Please tell us your name and how you found out about us.
I'm the representative.
What's your name?
My name is Jatin.
Can you spell the name?
It's Jatin.
Jatin.
But everybody can call me JT.
JT. Welcome, JT. And you, sir?
Yeah, I'm Sean. I kind of just heard about William Learning Talks organically from a lot of people that kind of are also co-founders of it.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Here.
That's the gift for you. Is that it for today?
Kate also.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Hi, Kate. Oh,
yeah.
yes. Oh, I feel like there's someone else.
My name is Fares. I joined from some friends 3 days ago, and this is the first time here.
Okay, welcome, Fares. And then,
I'm Dr. Kate Latagras. I'm the coffee sponsor for today. This is my first time here as well, but I heard about it through Arash. He had let me know about it, connected with each other, and he let me know about it, and I decided to sponsor and come back.
that is really cool that it's your first time and your sponsor.
Yeah.
So thank you. Okay, how many regulars do we have? By regulars, we mean if you've attended at least 4 times. Okay, I'm going to play a game today, and I'm going to call on some, actually, I'm going to call, who wants to tell us one thing that keeps you coming back here? I will not make eye contact.
The coffee.
Easy answer, so easy. Awesome. Yes.
Supporting entrepreneurship.
There's always the one that comes up. Thank you. I think someone said it best that, did anyone know?
Sure. I love seeing the fascinating ideas I never would have even thought could exist.
That is a really good one. I'm going to add my part. So what is 1 Million Cups? It's funded by the Kaufman Foundation, and it is to lower barrier of access to education, resources, and connection for all types of new and aspiring entrepreneurs, to what Ben said. Throughout the U.S., my interpretation of this is to make it easy for people who typically go into the pitching, like talking about the business, to talk about it without the stress of having to talk about it for money. So you can, if you think of a council, it's like talk about your business and then we support you. And I love how the easy barrier to entry is. These are key pillars. So we talk about presentations, not pitches. Authentic connections, which I say this every time I'm here. When I hear networking, my body does those freeze, business cards. No. When I think about authentic connections, it's like most people that come here build on the relationships that they make with other people, because you have a conversation, there's no expectation, and then you see this somewhere else, and then the relationship deepens, and that's one of the things we stand for. And it's run for the community, by the community. Every single person you see here, this is volunteer. No one is being paid for this. And while the organizing side of us are managed, we wouldn't be able to do it without everyone else in the community contributing to it, so that's what this is for. And then radically and intentionally inclusive means we don't care where you come from, we don't care what you look like, we don't care what kind of business you have. You're welcome to sit with us at the cool kids' tables. And then our core program is, we meet every Wednesdays. It's always free and open to the public, no one should charge. We have a short presentation here. We do 1 presentation, some locations do 2 presentations. And then we have time for feedback and Q&A. Businesses that present are less than 5 years old with a desire to learn. And when we say less than 5 years old, I know COVID collapsed a little timeline for those of us, so we don't really know what is time anymore. But this just means that your business could be older, but maybe the offering that you have or something that you're looking at is less than 5 years, and you'd like feedback on how to grow it or how to increase its impact. And then we always answer this question, what can we as a community do to help you or support you? These are the people that make things happen. If anyone is here with an organizer, please raise your hand so we know who you are. No food group here. And like I said, everyone is volunteering, and we actually have a few slots coming up. So if you're a regular member and you want to be able to support us, come see any of us, and we can talk about ways that you'd like to support us and how we can bring you on board. Code of conduct. This is not Shark Tank. I have never seen an episode of Shark Tank, but I know from clips that I've seen that sometimes the people that give feedback are not very friendly. So when we say this is not Shark Tank, we're just saying that please be respectful towards the people that present, because regardless of how people sound when they're talking about business, it takes a lot of guts to stand and talk about business, especially when you don't even know what the business is. So please be kind in your feedback and direct. And then focus on the speech's biggest challenges. So you notice that whoever's emceeing will always try to bring us back to the question that the person wants answered. So we can give them the best support that they need. Use positive, specific, constructive language. This is just all words to say that. Please make sure you're answering their question the best way that you can and supporting them. And if you happen to be going off rails, sometimes we have these quiet paths. We haven't had to use them in a very long time. I would like to keep that streak going. So either the MC or someone will let you know to bring the conversation back to it. Okay. We'll be remiss if we didn't thank Bamboo, who's our location sponsor. We've been hosting us since we opened in October 2024, right?
That's
You can see. So huge gratitude to them. And every single time we host here, you can stay here and co-work for the rest of the day. Just go to the desk and let Alex lets you know that you like to work in the space, and then they'll give you the punch in the right direction. They also have virtual offices available if you'd like to get access to membership perks here. And then we're going to invite Kate. I will not attempt to say the last name. Please tell us when you come here. But yes, Kate from the River Dental.
Good morning, everyone. It's so nice to be here with you all. My practice, my dental practice is Zylocrush Dental. We are located on the corner of State and Liberty Streets, just across from the State Theater. We're above the Starbucks, which, as you can imagine, is a problem. I go there way too much, but today was Sweetwater, so I splurged for you guys. But yeah, I wanted to just get together with you guys. I heard about your group, and I was really excited to talk to everyone about my practice because we're local. I just bought the practice about 2 years ago. I took over from another dentist, so I'm new to town in terms of ownership, but I did train at the University of Michigan, so go Blue. But yeah, so basically my dental practice, what our vibe is we like to make, gentle, we're a gentle dental practice, I like to say, where I like to tailor treatment plans for you. I like to understand your goals. And I think that overall, what we're really trying to accomplish, especially as a new business, is to partner with other businesses in the community, especially as you guys as entrepreneurs. Some people do have dental insurance, some people do not. We do work with a lot of the, it doesn't come up there, thank you. We do work with a lot of the regular dental insurance companies. We do participate with a lot of insurances, but in case you don't have insurance, we also have some benefits that I will go into a little bit here. But again, right here, that's me, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed me, and my associate as well. Her name is Dr. Gribbon. We work together. We actually train together at the University of Michigan, and basically what we enjoy is creating a calm, spa-like experience in our practice. We want you to come in and feel comforted, that you're here with us. Feel like, we got you, we understand you, We're not trying to sell you things. We just want to give you a plan that will help you reach your health goals. And that's really, really what we care the most about. And we are also, we're doing this right up the street. So we're very good weekend. And then what I wanted to bring up to you guys just quickly, especially as entrepreneurs, is again, help you or your team or whomever willing to get your work done and to feel cared for. We're not just here to do your crowns and fillings and churn you out. We're a relational style practice. Like to get to know you, to get to know your goals. I always joke with people that I'm like your friend who happens to be an this, and you give me a call, and say, hey, this hurts, or I need this advice, and I'm here for it. Myself and Dr. Griffin, we're both that way. So, the next steps, really, if you're interested in those types of opportunities, we are looking to create win-win opportunities for you, your team. We have plans, customizable plans, as far as the membership plan, but again, we also do take major insurances as well. So, we like to make our enrollment in our plans really quick and really easy, and the benefits start that day. So if you give us a call and say, or go online and sign up, you can book with us that day even, and your benefits apply. So there's no waiting periods or anything like that. And yeah, basically, if you guys are looking for a place to go where you are trying to get down here and you want a really calming relational style of dentistry, it might be a practice for you, and I invite you to come on down. Okay.
How many people agree with me that spa and death are usually not going to see?
That's our thing. That's what we're trying to tell you.
I heard about dentistry where they have put your hands in wax and whatnot.
We don't do that. I thought about it, but logistically, right? I'm like, where do you keep all the wax?
I don't know, but I just know I'm a natural redhead, so when I got my crown done, I love my dentist, but I hated to use it.
You need more numbing, twice the
I had
number.
4 giant shots when I was a
And we're going to bring it back to the front of the room. If you want to have the same opportunity as she did, we're looking for coffee sponsors, so please go ahead and scan this. I see a few of our members are on here, other people in the room. And then another thing to add is if your business is older than 5 years, but you still want to get our eyes on it, please just go ahead and be a coffee sponsor, and we'll be glad to have you. So upcoming events, Think Tank Thursdays. Say that twice, Think Thursdays. Every Thursday is in the basement. It's working alone together. If you're tired of being in your house or your apartment and you're looking for other people to work together, you can come downstairs for that. Tarun has incredible office hours every Wednesday, which is today. I don't know if you have any availability, but he has dates out. You can find it on their website on Pure Visibility. And then we have Ask the Dentist's office hours on the 28th, which is tomorrow on Ann Arbor down the street. Wow, this is incredible. We're filled out all the way till November 5th. So if you want to present your business and you would like to take one of those spots, please go ahead. And then this is all we have for the rest of the year until we come back in 2026. This is incredible. The fact that we have this many entrepreneurs in our community that are willing to share about their business and give feedback, I think is amazing. All right, if you want to apply, you just go to womenincups.com/present. I think we've already talked about what is required for you to be able to apply. The only thing is we don't do MLMs or franchises. There's most likely a way that you're supposed to be running that business. So for today's presentation, we have Joyeeta, who's going to talk about Zylocrush Cosmetics. Give her a round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. I am Joyeeta Chandra Sahu, and I'm the owner and founder of Zylocrush Cosmetics India and Zylocrush Cosmetics USA. I'm sure some of you guys might know me and might have a little bit of inkling about what it is that I do, but I'm so happy that I finally get the chance to tell you more about my brand, Zylocrush Cosmetics, skincare that protects your teeth. We'll get into that more. We'll get more into that later on, but right now, 3 things that I would say about this brand is that we are a natural, clean, effective based company which focuses on your skincare barrier and sun protection. I'll explain more about what the brand is and what we are trying to achieve at this point of our journey. But before that, why did I start Zylocrush? I'm sure a lot of you guys have this issue, this question that what Zylocrush means to me. So let me paint this as a story for you. A teenager girl having hormonal issues, but she did not take care of her body because she was busy with college entrance examinations until it was really late. So how did she start it? She started with the obvious choices, which was diet, lifestyle. But at one point, she realized that it was not just enough to take care of her inner self, but also it was important to focus on her outer self. So the next thing that she did was get into skincare. She educated herself, she did courses, webinars, workshops, studied research papers, all just so she can build her own skincare routine. This learning of self-care, self-worth, and self-love gave birth to Zylocrush. Because now it was time for her to use this learning and this experience so that every other people can relate with this one lesson, which is when you walk into the room, bare skin, confident, unfazed, no need or fear of validation, your voice is powerful even in the most noisiest rooms. And she wanted everybody to feel that way, and she wanted Zylocrush to be that tool and resource for everybody. So our journey and transition, well, it's not really a transition, but I would like to call it evolution, as me and Emma talked about it, this is evolution. But first a bit about what the brand, how the brand started. So Zylo, not directly, but it's an interpretation from a Greek word which means gift of God, sacred, stable. So it's a gift of God which is your body, and the gift of God is nature. So taking care of the only vessel that you have in this lifetime, using the gift of God naturally, and giving it the love that it deserves. So that's how the brand name came, which is Zylocrush. We started in India in 2022, and we focused on very basic routine because I did not want it to be complicated for people. So we started with the basic CTM routine, which was the Thirsty series. It specifically focused on getting people into skincare, no complications, no confusions. And last year we launched, so we shifted our company in India to active-based serums, which are the 4 basic serums that any person needs. Probably you don't need more than that, at least not at this point. And most, our focus in the products, not only in India but also in US, is to cater sensitive skin condition. Because me having sensitive skin, I know that it's so hard to find one product which is catered to sensitive skin. Now when I say sensitive skin, it is a condition, and I'm trying to, not have any fragrance or any unnecessary things that are just going to irritate your skin. A bit of images from our Indian sister brand, we could say. Some more images. And now, the question comes that, okay, Joyeeta, all that is so amazing, but what am I here for today? Like, what do you need today? What is changing? This is changing. These are the problems that we are trying to target in the US market. So let's start with the skincare struggle story. There is not enough focus on skincare barrier, which, when I say that, I mean that your skin probably does not need another niacinamide zinc-based serum. It needs something which will actually cater to your skin barrier so that any product that you use will be effective. It could be very simple, a cleanser, moisturizer. It's not going to work for your skin if you are not taking care of your skin barrier. And that's also important, and that also increases the importance of sun protection. We'll get into that more. Complicated ingredient placements. I am sure a lot of you guys, when you check the label, half of the time you're confused. What does cica extract means? What is it supposed to do for me? What is this retinol, and so many other kinds of actives? It's all confusing. Let's make this slightly less confusing for you. So my focus in the Zylocrush Cosmetics USA is that we have it is that the product has, right? And have more clarity and glow on your skin. And when you are using fewer products, that also makes your wallet happy. So probably you'll have more spare funds to support your spare account for your trip to Greece, South Korea, I don't know, your next destination. Okay. The third point is really important, which is less inclusiveness of factors like work age. Now when I say work age and hormonal imbalances, what do I mean? People who spend a lot of time indoors in front of the PlayStations, laptops, I don't know, they have certain different needs. And that's exactly what I'm trying to include in Zylocrush Cosmetics per se. And when I say hormonal imbalances or balances, women and men of different age also need products which caters to their skin at that particular age. And same for teenagers, because teenagers, I feel, are that particular segment of that particular niche, which have the hardest time getting products which are good for their skin. Anytime an acne pops out, they are probably going to get for the next exfoliator, the thing that they know, and it is actually going to only harm their skincare barrier. And you see, this is such a vicious cycle, because my target, when I say factors like work, age, also includes how that person feels. Because you exfoliate using a hard product, and then you get more acne, and then you get more acne scars, it increases your cortisol levels, it increases your stress, and then again the cycle starts. So it's not just about taking care of your skin, but also about your inner self, about the stigma that you face by not having clear skin, or anything that you want for your skin. The most important, lack of awareness about sun protection. I am so surprised when people tell me that they don't need sun protection. And if you compare, I know everybody has their own doubts about sun protection, about sunscreens. But let me tell you, if you compare the disadvantages of applying sunscreen is more than not applying it. The amount that, let's just say, the mineral sunscreens, the chemical components they will have on your body is much lesser as compared to you having constant sun exposure and not taking care of it. And I mean, we can go to the financial stats, and I know that I don't want to take that route, but essentially that will also increase your medical cost as well. Because every time when you have to go to, let's just say, a derm or a topical prescription or for a treatment or anything that is a response of not taking care of your skin barrier and sun protection, it's going to be much higher. So I think this investment is worth it, right? Because it's a preventive investment. It's not something that happened and now we have to take care of it. So this is the evolution part, which is what we are trying to achieve. We had an inception in Zylocrush Cosmetics India, and now we are in an evolution phase in Zylocrush Cosmetics per se. So these are the 4 pillars that I already mentioned: the skincare barrier focus, the sun protection, and this is my favorite, which I like to call PDA, which is the psychodermatology axis, which I explained a bit that it's connecting your inner self, your hormonal stage, your stress levels, the way that you work, where you work, your lifestyle, and all those things into skincare. So this is PDA, psychodermatology axis, and sensitive skin friendly, because of course you don't need a lot of colors, perfume, unnecessary oils, or unnecessary essential oils, sneaky essential oils, which are just going to irritate your skin barrier. Okay, so now we move to the community ask. So today we are seeking any resources to support the formulation and research as a foundation of our US-based products. We want your feedback on the concept, what it is that you feel about this concept. How much do you relate to this concept? And the third is really interesting. So if any of you guys are interested in beta testing, then please come find me after the presentation, and I'll share with you guys the QR code. So what it will have is not just about beta testing, but it will also help us understand more about your skincare needs, so that we can involve you guys in the process of our product making. That's it. Thank you. Thank
Okay. We'll scan your code. And then we're going to go back to this. Oh, wait. Go ahead. Oh, you go. Okay, lovely. All right. So we'll have a few minutes of clarifying questions before we go to our feedback. Arash, do you have your name?
Charles.
Charles. Okay. And then someone else have their okay, first three.
Do your product needs FDA approval for before you has beta testing? Do you need FDA approval in the US?
So the thing is that FDA is essentially a manufacturing process, it's a practice. So the person who is going to, the manufacturing unit is just going to make those samples or the products are FDA approved. So they are going to be FDA approved.
Okay.
Charles.
My sister suffers from chronic eczema. How does that work with your skin barrier if the skin is attacking itself?
Yeah. So eczema is now I'm not really sure what caused that condition for her, but when I say skin barrier, it might be subjective. It might be possible that even if she took care of it, she might still have face that. But when I mean that taking care of the skin barrier, it's someone who has a normal healthy skin. And when you take care of that, it reduces the chances of such conditions. Now, of course, that's one way to do it. But as I said, that what caused your sister's eczema is an individual case. But taking care of your skincare barrier essentially reduces the chances of such skincare conditions.
She would love a product that would help her with anything. So.
All right, Mira and Tarun, Jason.
So first of all, it's great product that you introduced. I'm always into skincare, first of all, so that's why I'm like, wow, this is great. I want to know if your product has been tested. I know that it says there's no barriers in terms of age, but I don't know if you have tested the product for different age group, because I think when you're younger, like when you're teenagers and 20s, your skin needs differently when compared to those who are older. And I don't know if there's such product that can cater for the whole range of age group, because every age, as you get older, your skin, your body, everything changes, right? The needs change also. So do you have your product being tested into the different age group?
Thank you so much for asking that question. And that question was needed because I think that might have been a doubt. So currently, so before I move to your question, I'll say that we are right now at formulation stage.
Okay.
Second thing is when I say it's not a one, so when I say we are creating a product which is for taking care of your age or skincare barrier, I don't mean that it's one product for you and one product for someone else. It's essentially a product which is catered to your age, your condition, and all the things that I mentioned, like your hormone situation, your lifestyle. So it's a one product for your thing. So an example would be a woman from 30s to 40s, which is, of course, we are seeing early menopause and early such situations. So that would be different, but her requirement as a woman between 30s to 40s is going to be different from someone who has already, let's just say she has had one menopause, she's 45 plus, 50 plus. And same thing with men. The 20s to 30s, men will have different skincare needs as opposed to someone who has matured in 45 plus, 50 plus. So it's one product, one SKU for that segment. We're not generalizing that for, okay, this is going to work for the teenagers, this is going to work for women, this is going to work for men. And the reason why I did that is because I want to get more people into some protection, but it should also be effective for it. I mean, that reduces our complication as a brand to bring individual SKUs, but it won't really be our purpose being solved if it is not solving your purpose, right?
Can I add something based on our question earlier? I'm going to provide context. So when we're talking about formulation research and the difference between Zylocrush and Indian Zylocrush here, I think that's her question answers or part of the reason why you're trying to do the formulation research, so you can segment the different products for the different. Okay, does that answer the question? Okay, great. Tarun?
Yeah, that was kind of my question, is what was the difference between the Indian company and the US endeavor? Is it mainly what Ananta just said, that we're trying to create unique products for different types of skin and ages? And then maybe my other question is, I guess the easiest way to say is, like, how are you different than other products that exist today?
I don't know how much I can disclose at this point, but I will tell you that, so a little bit of background and person. Before I was working, like I was talking to the team about the development. I did a whole amount of research for everybody in this room. I started with Shrikar as well, and I asked him, what will make you choose any product? And he said, ease of use, no complication. And I said, okay, fine. So every feedback that I received from you, one thing is that people want it to be effective, one product, and just do it for you. And that is, now I don't know how to say that without disclosing a lot, but that is essentially our uniqueness, that we will not complicate it for you, that, oh, this has these many actives, such percentage, you use it at this time. It's one product, you use it, and that's it. Focusing on both skin barrier and sun protection.
That was well said.
Yeah. Jason and
Ramaya.
Ramaya. Okay. Based on Ramaya. Do you have this one?
The Indian brand is, of course, active.
Yeah, how big is your consumer base? Like, how big is it sales?
Yeah, it's been really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, numbers, I don't know, like, how much do you sell a week or a month? I'm just curious how much you're.
The Indian one?
Yeah.
Okay. So we launched our serums last year, and we are done with at least 70% of our stock.
Okay. So it's going fast. Okay.
Yeah, because now this might sound really pitchy and sensitive, but essentially, my one thought was that you use it. I don't have to pitch it to you. I don't have to be like, hey, use our products. You use it yourself and see the difference. So what worked for us in India is that people refer to each other, right? So word of mouth, and I mean, that's the best way to go. I mean, we did social media campaigns and all those things. They have their own limitations. Even with influencers, I was just talking to Tarun about it last year when we did an influencer campaign. It was a massive campaign. We had so many influencers on board. I don't know, people might believe it or not, but we sent all of those products like 2 to 3 months beforehand, and we gave them no script. We told them, just use this product. We'll not tweak anything about your video. Just send it to us. We'll just be adding the green cow, and at the end, Zylocrush Cosmetics. That's it. Whatever you say, we'll post it. And we receive 100% positive feedback. So I think so came from the fact that we told them that it has these ingredients. We are not, we are not doing fragrances, or we are catering to sensitive skin. So I think so the way the words are used, that I think will work for us.
Yeah. And then have you thought about or done any, at least proof of concept clinical testing, just to see if you can get some quantitative measurement of the results that the people are starting to see?
For the US?
Either one. You can do, there's.
So the Indian company is still having those active serums, so people are using that. When it comes to US, we are still in the development phase, and that's exactly where I need support for testing. Because, see, honestly, even the Indian brand, we did an in-house R&D, and then we did the testing, I myself use all those products for 4 to 5 months, and then we did a mass testing, and then we moved to the production. But here, I would like to include people from different segments, right? So for example, when we are creating a product for a teenager, for someone who has like a very active lifestyle, I don't know how to say this without disclosing a lot, but
Yeah. I mean, more specifically, you can hire like a contract research organization that'll have like dermatology clinicians
Yeah.
quantify it, and then you can make some claims and things like that.
we are working.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I think maybe what connects, I think you're answering the first question, Jason, which is like, to support the research, has she considered actually going to like an established organization that can provide the clinical travel so she can get
Yes.
quantitative, like, okay, this is what it actually looks like.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
okay, also, he's in skincare.
I know.
Yeah.
You do.
No, when he raised his hand, I was like,
You have to be connect with him afterward.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, Ramaya, and,
I know something, but.
okay.
Okay. So my question is about, and I know you can't really, you're in this position where you can't really disclose too much, but have you figured out a way to balance skin protection with still allowing the beneficial parts of the sun exposure to pass through? And sort of, how was that difficult? How did that go?
I mean, that's the one thing that we're working on right now, and
You don't have to talk about that, but maybe
yeah.
talk about whatever you want in that area.
Yeah. So that's the goal. So when I say that it should be easy for you, we're trying to have the benefits of skincare value be good and also some protection.
Okay. Safety, and then Greg. Okay.
Just a question to clarify, so I understand that you're gonna have several different products that are covered into different segments, but are you just talking about one product? You just are selling one product that is all inclusive of skincare, or do you have a line of skincare products?
So at this stage, we are starting with one product or segment, and then we'll move to it. Because this one product is essentially covers what we're trying to achieve in the market, right? And then we'll move to different kind of SKUs, different kind of products. Did that answer?
Yes. Great.
Mine's real simple. So this is face care only, or is this hand lotions and other parts of your body?
Face.
Maurice,
Okay.
I know a little bit about you, so I just wanted to say, could you talk about the quality and sourcing of your ingredients?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Mhm.
So that was actually a challenge when I was trying to reach out to manufacturers, because a lot of time what happens is that they have certain certifications which they cannot justify. Fortunately, this manufacturer that I landed upon, they source all their ingredients from ethical, local-based farms, which is great, because one thing that we advocate even in Zylocrush Cosmetics India, and we want to do in Zylocrush Cosmetics in USA, is being sustainable and actually use ingredients which are not harming the nature. So you'll probably not be seeing any snail news, and I'm so sorry.
Did you want someone else have their hand up? Gabriel?
So I just wanted to confirm, so earlier I had understood that there was some kind of like customization going on based on like the skin, so it was like, I don't know, I answer certain questions or whatever based on my demographic and lifestyle information, and that provides some kind of a code number combination which equals a certain formula, or, but you just said that it was like one product is gonna work for kind of everybody, so I just wasn't, sorry, I just didn't understand clearly if it was like there was some kind of mass customization going on the formula based on the demographic, or is it like there's one that's going to be able to fit kind of all of these different use cases?
That's actually a really good question, because I knew that a lot of times people get confused about customized products and, individually one product per person. So just to clarify again, when I say it's a product which is catered to one segment, which, let's break it down. Teenagers, I would like to call them hustlers, so 20s to 30s, and then 30 plus. And then we have other few very small niches as well. One product per segment. Now when you talk about customization, what these brands essentially do is that when you fill the form, they have a base formula, which is true. But let's just say you said that I am having more dryness, or you're having more a combination T-zone, or probably you see more acne flares at a certain time. So they might add a few ingredients in it, but the base formula remains the same. But we are not doing that. There's one formula, it has everything that your skin, all the, all the possible things that we can include in that ingredient.
Wait, so someone else, April, Nick, Gabriella.
I really enjoyed your presentation. It was very informative. It was very, very nice. You mentioned something about retinol, and when I see that, I'm thinking, is it a vitamin, energy pill, or some kind of medication? So, and I know you said something about serum too. So apparently, India has a lot of ingredients that are very good for the body. So I'm sure that that's probably one of the best things that you have. Do you have anything available after the meeting that we could try if we wanted to? Because I'm interested. I like good skin, but I want to still be able to take care of my skin, so I'm willing to try the beta test. Okay. Why participate? Beta test.
Okay.
No, but I can answer her question.
Yeah.
I
want to ask many questions as possible.
Alright.
So Nick, and then wait. Did you want to connect after for the beta testing to answer? Okay. Nick, Daria, and Jeff. Okay.
Just to continue on this theme of one formula per segment versus the base formula that gets a little bit of adding and, customized. Have you considered maybe you can do both? Because I think these brands that are offering hyper-personalized skincare are really powerful, right? Like, that's a good message. Well, I'm gonna get something formulated just for me. But if you have maybe 3 or 4 different formulas per segment, you could still put your customers through that same question and answer system, and the output would just be, well, which of these 4 do you get, right? And then you can ship that to them, and it will feel very personalized, but at the same time, you don't have to invest in all of the tooling, and because it's probably very expensive to do on-demand formulations, right?
Thank you so much for mentioning that. So right now, if I had to say, in my mind, I have this 2 to 3 year plan. So this is one thing, and in the next, hopefully in the next 2 years, we are trying to incorporate that, but in a tech manner.
Yeah.
So that is going to take some time. So that's the reason why I did not mention it at this point, because we are, there's like 2 different things working without the tech and the tech. So yes, but that is there. That is there. So.
Sorry, just a quick follow-up. If that's your next plan, then maybe there's a strategy where you start with something that's already hyper-personalized and just hyper-target that audience. So maybe, it's people with, who exercise a lot and have oily skin or something, and you're like, we have a serum exactly for you.
Daria, Jeff, and Ben.
This was a great presentation, so thank you. So I want to ask you now, how did you validate the problem, and how have you also validated which value you are giving to your customers? So I'm asking, did you ever done customer discovery?
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the results? What was the experience?
So we did a customer discovery with a very small segment. At this point, I was working with the business development council and we did that. But at this point, we didn't have very massive numbers, but a few things came up that as I mentioned, that people were confused, like when they go to a skincare store, Sephora, Ulta, wherever you get your products from. They have this confusion, and then it might not work for you. I don't want to name that brand, but this one brand which has, that was the feedback actually I received, so I have to mention this. They said that they have so many different kind of actives. We don't know which will work for us, right? And then it went more like, it became more branched because friends from different expecting mothers and men over the age of 50, they all said one thing, that I don't know if I'm getting something, paying a premium, and it's for me. I want it to be simple and also not effective, right? And this made me realize, I was not, being very honest, this was not my initial intent when I started Zylocrush Cosmetics. But I started doing that from March, April, May, June, and then I realized that people probably need products which is for smaller segments and impulsively. So that kind of customer is going to have the since March. It brought us to this point.
I can also be your reputation.
Thank you.
The work is working.
Go ahead.
Have you considered, or are you collaborating with some area dermatologists to grow your market, your footprint?
That is a thing that is in our roadmap. At this point, the derm who works with the R&D is the only person we have on board, but we are trying to get more derms as we move past the formulation stage.
Okay, real quick as a follow-up, as far as the database for your data testing, are you going to establish a database to look at customer sat, how's it working, great, yes, no, and that can be marketing tool for you, right? Establishing a database for feedback from your testing results, so you have that established already?
No, we'll get started to work here.
Okay, Ben and North Carolina Summers, I think we have a lot of, go ahead, Ben.
So, what I've been thinking about this whole time is how this interacts with other cosmetics that specifically, you know, let's face it, women historically here in the US are the ones that care about skincare. Guys like me, we just throw caution to the wind and don't care.
That's my goal, getting men.
And I agree with that, but at least for right now, you're going to have more women who are your clients. And women are also more predisposed to wearing other cosmetics. How does your product interact with the cosmetics they might be wearing? And also, how do you plan to assure them that it's okay to use them both? Presumably, I imagine you can use them both.
Yeah. So one thing before I go into your question is that we have, in an Indian company, we have a hyaluronic acid, which we never promoted, but people just started using it as a primer. For women who love dewy makeup, they started using it as a primer. And then they would apply the makeup products, foundation, concealer, all those things. It interacted with them in a way that it was part of their makeup routine, not skincare routine. So it became one thing, one routine. And that's exactly something that we're trying to target with the youth market as well. It should not be, oh, I did a skincare routine, now I have to do makeup routine. You wake up in the morning, you have to get ready for the office, and skincare routine and then makeup. No, just we are trying to include that as part of your makeup, the first step of your makeup. So we will take care of the fact that it does not kind of causes any negative reactions with the cosmetics.
I was going to say, we have the sunscreen that I use also works as a primer. So I use my hyaluronic acid and then I put the sunscreen on. I don't have to use a foundation or anything, but that's really
Yeah, I just, now again, not sounding salesy and bitchy, but I use my hyaluronic acid before I came up here. I don't apply any makeup, but I use it.
we don't want to use the name. Oh, what's your name?
Say anyone else.
Say who else.
My name's Grant.
Grant.
Yes. I just wanted to point out really quickly, going off of what I believe it's Nick said about the online strategy.
it would be really great to, because I know with like some of the direct-to-consumer brands like Kim's, Hers, Keeps, for example, they get subscription revenue going, so people who essentially will do like a 3-month supply, and then that reoccurs. So that was just something to point out, maybe longer term, depending on what your strategy is, whether you want to go traditional. Oh, okay. Yeah. Not that you hadn't caught it before. And I also wanted to just ask really quickly, when I just wanted to hear your perspective, you know, switching between different national markets. What are some interesting problems that you face here in the United States that you maybe didn't face in India? How have you been going about your strategy to deal with what I would assume is a more diverse customer base?
That's a big question. So the first thing was obviously understanding how to create local business works, because it's completely different background in India and in the US. Like, not only the framework, but essentially how the business works. But when it comes to customers, I believe that India right now focuses more on homemade rituals at this point, so it's kind of like 50-50. But with the US, I think we can take more risks because there's people from different demographics. That increases our challenges as well, but that also means that at least we have people who have specific concerns and engagement, and we have to, like, of course, it's going to be a huge amount of headache to get them to use the skincare, but I know that at least they will be willing to. It's not that, let's throw this serum in the kind of something to say, I mean, it's still good, but I think the way that consumers see skincare in general is in the US. So that's one thing. And before I forget, I have to mention this. I don't know, I think the Ben pointed that out about the men's skincare. I know I have to say this. I have to say this. So my brother's over here, and he's going to be happy that I pointed. So I got into skincare, and the first thing that, so I gave him all the serums, and then I said that start using this first. And the first thing he told me that, you know, you're making it very confusing. Because of you, I'm scared of using this product. And that's exactly why I feel the ease of use is not just for women to use cosmetics and makeup, it's also for men, right? And when you say that, of course, we are going to have more women-based consumers, that's not wrong, because the brands have set the narrative by using feminine designs. That's something we're targeting, at least we're trying to target. We'll see how the people are responding, but that's a target too. The way that the brand feels that it's not feminine or it's not for one gender.
So you're probably trying to wrap it up, but as a person who's a male, a little bit older, I never did anything. You pay for it now with all these little things that you get. If you maybe had a little subcategory, so just a man, hey, this is your men's serum, and without all the little frills, I think you might pick up some of those guys. We need to understand, you need to do it not, you need to do it in your 25 and 30s, because you will pay for it when you're 60.
I was going to say, when we're ready, can we recruit you to talk about Okay, I know we're almost out of time. I know Sadie has your hand up. I will let you wrap it up. But I think what we're hearing mostly is segmentation is important. Getting clinical access to a dermatologist in the process is important. And answering this, the foundation, Jason mentioned about possibly a clinical trial. You have participants for data testing. People are giving you feedback on the concept itself and how it works, right? So I'll ask Sadie, ask her question or share her feedback, and then we'll answer the last question before we wrap up.
So as somebody who's had melanoma and I've had to deal with sun protection all day long, I know that you mentioned a serum that you put on or a base that you can put on that has sunscreen in it. It only lasts 90 minutes. So by the time I get to work, I have to reapply. After putting on a full face of makeup, now you're trying to slosh on sunscreen or put on something that will cover your makeup. So I'm wondering what your goal is with sun protection reapply throughout the day? Is this something that you use once and it lasts for a certain amount of time? What's your goal with sun care and how will you communicate that?
So, when you mention the amount of time, essentially I think you're trying to point out the protection factor, which means the number of hours it's going to protect your skin. Now, this is one thing with every sunscreen that it's face that even if not maybe 90 minutes, even if maybe it's just 3 to 4 hours, you might need to apply it again, right? But this is a really good point because you need something which will probably not mess with the makeup. That's what you're trying to say. So we are not going for a serum base. We're trying to achieve something which has the same consistency as a foundation. I don't mean the makeup product. I'm trying to talk about consistency. So even if you use that, it's not going to mess with you. But yes, that risk still exists. So even if I were to, let's just say, we create a product which has the maximum amount of protection, it's still going to need some sort of reaction.
Thank you. So you can either answer this or given everything that we shared, what's one thing that the community can do to help you right away? You know, this question. Which one? Yes.
For the formulations.
For the formulation, yeah, formulations.
And I think so what I really loved about everybody's feedback is that it allowed me to understand more about how I want to approach this formulations in a different way. Yeah. So that's a really good feedback that I received today. And the second thing, well, it's not really a feedback, it's kind of like something that I'm grateful for, is that every week when I come to one of my clubs, I like the people over here are so supportive. At times I forget what I'm doing, but then MFR or other of my friends, they will say, oh, she owns a skincare company, and she does this, and it's really good. So it shows that people believe in the vision and the kind of work that I'm doing. And I think so that's not a takeaway, that's a gift that I
I think we have ideas for you, which we will give while we're doing that. A few more slides, because this is part of how we close the container, as I say. Please follow us on all the things if you don't. LinkedIn is where we're mostly active, and then we have our YouTube page that's available as well. And then after,
I would say there's a chamber event, Coffee Connect, which we're all invited to together to hang out. That's what's going on outside of the rooftop.
Thank you. I was like, what's happening? So you're welcome to join that, which means that we might go through sweet waters. If people still want to drive down the street, we can do that. And then I think that's it. We're gonna kind of are we giving her a group photo guided by Shri, who tell us where we're gonna be and where we should stand, and then this is for you. Congratulations. Thank you. And see you next week. Shri, where do you want us?
We're going to go outside.
Okay, we're going to go outside for the photo.
Hi. Thank you for presenting today. Please tell us your name and what made you want to present today.
So hi everyone, my name is Joyeeta Chandra Sahu and I presented for my brand Zylocrush Cosmetics. So we are trying to transition, or I would say evolution, from India to US. So I was trying to get feedback on the concept that we have for the brand, and it was really helpful because the way that everybody responded, first of all, it was so positive. The community is so positive, and the one takeaway that I feel today is that you know your perspective, but it's really good idea to keep on going back to that concept, to that idea again and again, so that you refine it. I mean, diamonds require a lot to refine it too, and that's the one thing that I really received from today's presentation. And one thing that I have to mention, which is kind of a thing that I'm grateful for, because
often I forget, like, I'm in the crowd and I forget what I'm doing, but then somebody, the beautiful community of 1 Million Cups, they tell, oh, she's got a skincare brand. The way that they respond, it makes me feel that they support the vision, they understand, they believe in that. And that's really important for an entrepreneur, for someone who's starting, like, this is a new start for me, and this is really beautiful. And that's not a takeaway, that's a gift. And I'm beyond myself to receive this gift every week, not just today.
Thank you. What would you say to one person, a future presenter who's curious about presenting?
Don't be curious, just do it. Because first of all, the people over here are so welcoming, and then there's people like Amifa and Tarun and everybody who's gonna coach you around. So even if you're nervous, just show over here. And kind of like one thing, show up at 1 or 2 events before your presentation. That will help you, because that will help you understand how the flow of the things and how everything works. Just show up, because you have to.
Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me today.